No, don't you? He says, sexy but buggy, so I'm looking for the remote control. I said, football on the other side. But now I'm saying, going to say a bit, you see, a global warming. I know John worry a bit about it. So he should, he ain't got much thatch up top, he wouldn't be. And I said to him the other day, I said, John, it's no good you're worrying, boy. I said, you can't do nothing about it. He said, well, I can't help it. I said, well, let's put it this way. I said, look, suppose I said to you, the world was going to end, I said, tomorrow. What would you do? Well, he said, I'll tell you what I'd do. He said, between you and I, he said, I'd make love to anything that moved. He said to me, what would you do? I said, stand bloody still. And he's been sort of thinking, well, like he's been drifting in there on these here combers, you know what I mean by a comber, don't you? Poor old boy. And last Wednesday he come round a bit, and he lay down, he opened his eyes, and his wife, old Muriel, she stood beside the bed, and he looked up and he said, do you know, girl, he said, I've just been a-thinking. He said, we've been married now 40 years. He said, do you remember? He said, the first time we went to court, and he said, I played football and you come to watch. He said, and I was centre half. He said, and that lady bloke, he said, come thundering up towards the goal. He said, he kicked me and broke my ankle. He said, I laid on the field, he said, and looked up and they were right beside me. He said, and they took me off in the ambulance and you come to the ambulance and you were beside me then. He said, and that's a sad story, isn't it? Anyway, he said, wait, then of course he said we got married, he said, we went up to church and the vicar said, do you take this woman? And he said, yes. And you were there right beside me through all that. He said, of course we got married, I lost my job just afterwards, he said, and we were very, very hard up and you were beside me through all of that. He said, and then of course there was the holiday we had in Barbados when I got shot in the street and mugged. He said, and I lay on the pavement, he said, bleeding, and looked up and there you were right beside me. He said, now of course, he said, I've been having this dreadful illness, he said, and I keep going to this coma. And every time I come round, I look up, and there you are, Muriel, right beside me. He said, you know what, he said, I can't help thinking, you brought me nothing but bloody bad luck.
Next morning this bold traveller did start his little bill. He tipped the boots and tossed the landlord for a parting gill. But where he went to afterwards it's not for me to say. Suffice he came to choose his goose the very next Christmas day. All round the green wood summer in the moon, the merry, merry huntsman blows his silver bugle. Time came round again, which filled his heart with glee. He wandered round from town to town, and strange sights did he see, until he came to Manchester, where he put up for the night at the cornstalks, which 12 months before had filled him with delight. All round the green wood soil in the moon, the merry, merry huntsman blows his silver. Into the coffee bar as jaunty as could be, where many a rooster like himself was waiting for his tea. He ordered of the very best the landlord could produce, and called the waiter back to say, and don't forget the goose. All round the green wood soil in the moon, the merry, merry huntsman blows his silver. Right speedily a tray was bought with eatables galore, and by that self-same chambermaid he kissed 12 months before. But nothing loth, he moved the cloth, which on a heap was piled, but instead of eatables thereon was a big fat bouncing child. All round the greenwood soil in the morn, the merry, merry huntsman blows his silver bugle horn. Enraged at hearing others laugh, what is this here, said he? Come here and sit beside me, and I'll tell you, sir, said she. Last Christmas you so generous were, now do not look so strange. You gave to me a guinea now, I bought you back your change.